Let's get started. Together, we're going to think through some placement and format of some different citations in different citation styles. To be clear, I try to pull similar ways of citing from different sources from different citation styles. I looked at the citation guide through UNCG under each tab and tried to pull what was as comparable as possible, as transferable as possible, to try to level the playing field so we could get just a better understanding. I thought we'd start with the most commonly used just to kind of dip the toe in the water, get a little warmed up, and start to kind of note where things are placed commonly in citations. So APA and MLA are two of the most commonly used. I'm sure you've gotten lots of questions about them. But right off the bat, we can see how there's a difference in how names are listed, the year as well, the volume and issue. In APA, it's always formatted this way, whereas MLA, it's a little different, and any page numbers that are included. For this particular citation for APA, it's the electronic journal article with no DOI. You'll see the language retrieved from. This can vary from citation to citation, as we will see in the next group. But it's important to note that there are a lot of similarities, but the differences are what are important. So punctuation and language, how things are stylized or listed, and the order. So then when we look at some less commonly used citation styles, we can really start to notice some differences. So the ones that we are looking at right now are APSR, which is political science, ASA, which is sociology, and AMA, which is medical. So these, once again, are an attempt at similar sources that may be cited in these different styles. So we can already see off the bat that the way the names are listed or stylized in each style vary greatly, especially with AMA. I really hadn't seen this way before. And we can also see things such as page numbers vary, years vary, as well as in ASA and AMA, you'll see retrieved versus accessed. ASA for this particular citation doesn't have page numbers just because this was the citation example that I found, but you'll see that it includes a URL. Whereas for APSR, I thought this was particularly interesting that it has the particular database that you find it through, but this was specific to from a library subscription. So we can see that there still are similarities in how things are generally formatted a lot of times. And we can understand without knowing explicit rules or a lot of details about each citation style what the citation means. But really, the key thing here is all about the minor differences. So, like I mentioned, it's about the language, how things are abbreviated or stylized, like the name with AMA, the order of things. So the date may be listed lower down in AMA than it is APSR. Punctuation may change. Italics, use of quotes. And those are all very incredibly important things to remember and to recognize. So you'll see, this is a lot to take in at one time, but you'll see at the end of this site that there are these slides linked in. You'll be able to go back and take a further look at these citations. There will also be a little quiz to practice, so you'll look at some different citations, all pulled from the citation guide from each style or several listed styles, and kind of be able to see which is the publication date, what's the author, etc. And then there also are handouts included that you can actually download and have on you to kind of look through some citations whenever you get the chance. But the important thing is to remember, you're not going to remember all of this. The important thing is that you're able to recognize that there are differences, and it's important to really be paying attention to those because it can come down to a period or italics in one part. And I'm sure you've had lots of questions about periods in APA or where italics go. So similarities are great. That's a great way to start understanding, but the differences are really important to understand.